Hi, so I'm the Academic Bean, and I previously did a video explaining the benefits of Overleaf over Microsoft Word and kind of weighing it up if you're maybe starting university and thinking about learning it. So today I'm going to go through some very basic like A-level maths formulas that are on their like exam formula sheet, because I figured that would be a good way to showcase all the different parts of Overleaf and how you would write kind of your standard equations without anything too crazy. So the kind of rules are you have your round brackets and your square brackets, and they're going to print as normal. In order to get like spacing between the characters when it compiles, you're going to use a slash and then a semicolon. Plus, minus, all of those kind of things are working as standard. In order to get like a little indices where it's going to be above the rest of your line of text, you're going to use the little hat or the little up arrow, and then you can use the curvy brackets around whatever you want to be kind of on that raised line of text. In order to do these vectors, you're going to do something called a p-matrix or a matrix if you don't want the brackets around it. And there's different rules to doing structures for kind of larger matrices, like if you wanted a 2x2, you would do it slightly differently to what this is, but this is just for a standard vector. You're going to stack one on top of the other, and you separate each new line with these double slashes. This is quite similar to how tables work. So the next thing I'm going to show you is how to do the fractions. So it's very straightforward. You do slash frac, and then two little squiggly brackets should pop up. So the first set of brackets is for your numerator, and the second set is for your denominator. You can use all the same kind of indices or subscripts within those brackets, and they should print as normal, all the special characters and stuff. And you can just use as is. So to do subscripts, you just do an underscore followed by the letter that you want to go on the bottom. If you have a longer phrase, again, do curvy brackets around it. You can also put fractions inside fractions, and they will kind of stack up. Sometimes the best way to display this can vary. As you can see, this has become quite small on that bottom fraction. So sometimes it can be better to actually do 1 and then like a slash 2. In order to do kind of special characters like this slash plus minus, all you're going to do is slash pm, and for the inverse it's just slash mp. So normally with Overleaf the commands are very straightforward. They're not trying to be misleading or anything like that, and they're just what made sense to the developers at the time. There is a lot of very good documentation if you go on the Overleaf page, and you can look up all the different things. There's often like a lot of tables if you need to search for a specific symbol and you're not quite sure what the name of it is. But that sometimes can add a little bit of time onto how long it takes you to write stuff up, but it kind of balances out in the end because you're able to use that symbol very easily in the future. So yeah, if you make a typo, you'll kind of see it or spot it when it compiles, and it'll give you different errors, and you can flag that, and then you can go back and fix it. So yeah, like the not equals is just slash n equate. So very straightforward, very easy to kind of guess. In a lot of cases, you don't have to guess. So the next one I'm going to show you is the integrals, and they're kind of very standard. You just do slash int. There are different kinds of integrals. You can get double integrals. You can get ones with a little circle in the middle for surface integrals and stuff like that. All of those will be listed on the Overleaf page, and kind of look up whichever one you specifically need. But there'll just be a little command or something slightly different in order to do those. But yeah, they follow quite straightforward rules in general. If you want to do limits, or you need to add something onto the top and the bottom, the usual way that I would do that is you do a superscript, so the little hat, and a curly bracket, followed by your subscript, and the little brackets to kind of encompass that, and that should print it out quite nicely. The next thing I'm going to show you is how to do sums with the subscript. So I haven't actually done this before. It's not something I kind of cared about. I just had done like the underscore and then let it trail, but I thought for this tutorial I might as well do it properly. So you use a command called substack. Substack will just tuck everything underneath that summation sign. And yeah, it's fairly straightforward. You just need to put curly brackets around the whole substack. One thing I don't think I've demonstrated, but I wanted to talk about, is all of the Greek letters and stuff like that. The way that you would do those is you have, so the whole Greek alphabet is in Overleaf plus other stuff as well, and you just would do slash and then the kind of English name for that Greek letter. So in the case of alpha, that would be ALPHA, and you would just do slash, spell it out, and then it'll pop up. I hope you found that helpful. I might do a more complicated formula stuff again in the future, but this was just to kind of give you a grip on how the kind of workflow of actually writing an equation in works. With Overleaf, a lot of the stuff will pop up for you, which is very helpful. You start typing a command and possibilities will pop up, and they can often, like, so for example with the begin p matrix, it kind of finished it off for me. If you're using LaTeX as a language in general, across all different apps, it doesn't always do that, but for a beginner, Overleaf is quite nice in that respect. I hope that helped. Feel free to like and subscribe. Goodbye.
Academic Bean.